Stop scrolling, my love. If I'm finding you and you're finding me, it means we are energetically aligned. I call on your spirit team only of the highest high, only of love and light, and I call on Archangel Michael. The homie already knows what to do. Here we go. This is the Four of Cups coming in reverse. There's a lot of clarity here. You're accepting a situation about a certain someone. We have the Lovers coming out here in reverse with the Page of Cups and indecision. You're not really sure if you should trust yourself or you should trust them. And what I'm getting here is that you are getting closer and closer to like an acceptance or an aware, like you're becoming more and more aware of the situation of what's going on. And you're getting motivated to move is what I'm getting. Yeah, because you're like, I wanted this happy, healthy home. I wanted this community. I wanted, my safe space, right? But you're learning how to cope through there's some kind of break, some kind of separation here with the Lovers coming out in reverse. There's some kind of like, shame here is what I'm getting. There's some kind of guilt, but what I'm hearing right now is that there are mental health issues that are beyond your control. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that there are mental health issues that are beyond your control. So if it feels like you're like hitting your head against the wall, I'm also hearing the phrase beating a dead horse. Like I'm hearing that like there's a reason for that, and it's because it's not going anywhere. I'm getting that you have been fight, flight, survival, freeze mode. You've also been very introspective. I'm seeing like a lot more solitude time. That's not something you had anticipated. I'm seeing a lot of despair here in this relationship, like a hopelessness in this relationship. And there's been a lot of negativity. I'm feeling like the energy is so depressing. It's like despondent. Okay. So I'm also seeing that here. We have the Judgment card. I am getting that this is like a moment of self-evaluation. You're starting to renew yourself and you're starting to see like, what is my purpose? You're asking yourself, what is the purpose of all of this? You're a very, very intelligent person, but I'm seeing that you've been asking yourself, what is the purpose of all of this? Right? So you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups also here. You're trying to make practical decisions when it comes to your home life. And that leaves you just disappointed, because the fact that you're even having to make this decision, it's really unsettling for you. I'm seeing that you have several options ahead. There is no right option, okay? There is no correct path, unfortunately. However, I'm going to give you the cheat sheets, okay? The cheat sheet is that you always choose yourself. You always choose to love yourself. And you always choose your own truth, your own authenticity. That is the cheat sheet, okay? We have the King of Swords coming out here. The King of Swords is all about making decisions with like logic, reason, right? Sometimes because of the gaslighting, you don't know what the logic is. It's very difficult to see like what is the most reasonable, right? And that's because you do have like a lot of this like love bombing going on here. I see a lot of love bombing, and sometimes you see right through it and sometimes you don't entirely. But here it is, the Ace of Cups. This is the answer, my love. You choose yourself. You choose yourself no matter what. You choose to love yourself. You choose your own authenticity. Okay, because you do have a new surge of energy coming in that is for you and you alone. And your abundance, I'm also hearing, is for you and you alone. I'm hearing that you have been betrayed to the extremes. You are still in the phase of trying to resolve this conflict. That came out quick. But they're saying that this is incredibly imbalanced. So you're trying to resolve something that's incredibly imbalanced in Eight of Cups right here in reverse. So you're trying to resolve something that's incredibly imbalanced, and you're staying in a situation where it can't get back into balance, because I want to remind you that there are some mental health problems here. These are things that you can't fix unless they were to seek professional help. I want to remind you that there are actual mental health issues here. And if the person chooses to not get help, not get diagnosed, or anything like that, there is nothing you can do. You actually, at that point, you don't have a partner. You have just this combative person here that isn't being a partner. You know, they're being very stubborn. You know, it feels like a very immature, childish energy to me, right? So I have the Tower here in reverse. They want you to know that if you make plans to move forward, this is going to be in the past. Okay, this won't happen again. However, there is something that is like completely inevitable. Like they're saying that you're resisting whatever this change is. And if you have been noticing that in your situation, things have been getting worse and that you are like every day you try, but nothing works, you know, you're like, hey, like, let me bend over backwards so that way you feel okay, right? And I'll just like not pay attention to my own needs, emotions, or wants or anything like that. If you have been feeling like that, your guides are like, just wait, it just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse until you get yourself out of it. Like this energy doesn't get better. It doesn't get better is what I'm hearing. Seven of Swords here in reverse. This is going to be one of the last cards here. There is going to be like more and more things that come to light. And it's going to be either if you stay or if you leave. Either way, more things are going to come to light. There is going to be more and more stuff here that is going to be revealed to you. I also see a malicious energy, but I see some kind of confession coming out here. Either they out themselves or you figure something else out, or your guides guide you to a path where you start to see things. Whatever it is, things are going to be coming to light, okay? We have the Hierophant and the Two of Wands in indecision. This is where you're at right now, okay? Where you're at right now is, do I continue with the society, like what, with the expectation of what everybody thinks that I'm, or what you think everybody's expecting of you? Or do I find a new way? Do I break the cycle? Do I step away from the conformity and do I find a new method, right? You are also not really, the Two of Wands is like, do I make plans or do I not make plans? The thing is that you need to ask yourself, what do I want to feel? It's not about what you want it to look like, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not going to look the way you want. It's going to look different, but I promise you, and I have been giving this message now for quite some time, and I am lucky enough to have people message me and say, you're right. It was better. It is better than I ever thought. So trust yourself, my love. Trust your guides. If you stay in this situation, it's never going to get better. But if you move forward, and if you are going to focus on what you want to feel in your life, the quality of life you want to have, it will get better. I love you. I hope this helps you.